What's up, man? I'm call this piece Respecting Old Heads. Look, you know what, on my Facebook, and I had somebody tag me in a comment. They were going in on this old head that was older brother who was talking on this video. And the person who tagged me, they were talking about all this stuff that, so-called old heads probably don't know about. And it was a Sunday. Had fun with my sons fishing. Yeah, had some fun with them. So I was in a kind of chill mood. So I said, I don't feel like even responding to it. And then actually, I unfriended the person because I said, I don't have time for this shit. Because you get some young guys and they, for whatever reason, they go in on older guys, or they think older people are stupid or whatever. And that's not even really unique to a lot of young guys. I remember guys when I was young, you'd be looking at some older people like, oh, they don't know what's going on. That ain't no new shit. But then I think about this statement that Richard Pryor made in one of his comedy skits. He said, you don't mess with older folk. Because, well, they got to be older folks. So some had to do something. They knew something. And, a lot of times when, you get some younger guys, especially in this space, they act like shit was just so pristine back in the day and everything was perfect. No, it was just easy to hide shit back in the day, man. In fact, I talked to my elders. A lot of stuff we see going on now was going on 100 years ago. Because I actually talked to them. Only difference is we didn't have social media. We didn't have DNA tests. In fact, with DNA, it used to be, and Master Teacher BGS talked about this. He said, women have a baby or she married, the man's aunties would come around and start looking at that baby, be like saying, okay, who he look like or who she look like. That's old. The only difference now, we got technology. But that used to be the main thing. They look at it and say, all right, who he look like? All right, if they don't look like one of the parents, who in the family they look like? Or who on the father's side, really? Because that whole statement, mama's baby, father's maybe, man, where y'all think that came from? Or like the statement, is it the milkman's baby? Shoot. And I talked to some... I've had some young people tell me about they talk to their elders, man. There's a lot of this shit going back. It was just hitting, that's it. But whatever the case, when you get old heads out here now, some of these guys act like these guys, somebody reach their 50s, 60s or something, he's acting like they don't go outside. And yes, there's some of them who are jacked up, but shoot, some of them be going to these parties, line dancing, and still hitting the club or something. They don't just be sitting at home like knitting some shit. Heck, shoot, coming back from the gym. When I'm in the gym in the morning, I'm one of the young dudes in there. Think about it, I'm 54, I'm one of the young dudes. Shit, there's one brother in there real cool. That dude will come in there and do a full workout. I remember one day he said, yeah, I gotta go cut my acre of land. Be using a hand more too. They ain't sitting around, they traveling. They doing all this. And then, somebody in that statement act like these older brothers don't know what it's like to go through divorce or go through trouble. Shit. They the main ones scared to deal with it or deal with alimony. Especially some older brothers. Y'all know after y'all paid that last child support payment, you do that dance. Shoot, we done been through that shit. And then you got some young motherfuckers ain't been through none of it thinking they know more. It's crazy. But if I'm gonna tell you something now, this is especially in the black community, because I don't see this as much in other communities. If you get some older person, and they got to a place in life, they got their shit together, all of that, they already been through the wars. And they wouldn't have got there otherwise. Understand that, and they probably ain't sitting in the house. Yeah, the only reason I even keep a TV myself is for my sons to play their video games on. So I ain't always staying in the house. Y'all see about 10 minutes of what I do in a video. I prefer to travel just by myself. Otherwise, I don't need y'all to see what I'm doing. I ain't sitting at home. man. You got, yeah, it's crazy. But then there's a second thing, though. There's a second thing in which I don't get with some of these guys who say, well, you old or you this or that. Well, unless you want to like slit your throat or slit your wrist or something when you turn 30, at some point, you hoping to get where the old heads are. I would hope that you would want to live until old age. I would hope you want to be up there. And karma being what it is, you'll have somebody like talking shit about you. Now, I'm gonna tell you what. Let me be clear. I usually ignore if somebody come against for me talking some of that shit. I used to say, hey, let's go on the pit. Like I said, you need to bench at least 315 to fuck with me, right? But here's the thing, though. I love elders because they done seen all the shit. We think when we like even when I was younger, you think you saw some shit, but then the elders done seen it. You just only difference though, they might have a different slang term for it. But they done seen the game. You explain it to them and it's like, oh, yeah, this what happened. It's the same shit because human nature hasn't changed in thousands of years. In fact, history, if you really want to be technical, this is something for my Deep Thought channel, it really goes in cycles anyway. There's a lot of shit happening now. It's just an echo of some shit that happened in the 80s with Reagan. A lot of shit now. Think about it. Let me go off on a tangent real quick. Ronald Reagan, former governor, but before that an actor. Now we got Donald Trump. You know, reality star. Ain't too much of a difference. And Reagan came, shit. You could even argue that what put Reagan in office was the same thing that put Donald Trump in office. But I don't want to go off on too much of a tangent. I'll say that for when I decide I start doing political videos. You know, I'm gonna let this wait till the primary season start, because right now it's just like people like boxers talking trash before the fight. But you know, that's the things though. You know, these old heads have already survived some shit. They would do well to get their wisdom. A lot of shit I've gotten in life because I've had somebody elder say, "Hell, you need to look at it like this," or "Here's how you see it." And even if they failed at something, you can at least learn from them on what not to do. That's an elder actually told me that shit. You could talk to somebody who done did some. God damn, y'all know I always gotta say something. I'm gonna say it now. White folks always dropping their damn cigarette butts on the stuff. On the street or something. Trifling a motherfucker. Anyway. You know, if somebody elder done been through some shit, they can tell you how not to do it. Shit, that's how you learn. And it's better to learn from somebody else's mistakes. Like if somebody tell you don't use drugs and shit, you see they've been a drug addict, it's smart to listen to them because you can look right at them and say, you know, I don't want to go down this path. And then the fact is, every single person, unless you just got a unless you just say, you know what, I'm just gonna commit suicide at the age of 30. At some point, you're gonna be that old head. At some point. I ain't even gonna tell y'all what I just saw. Damn, you pay attention. But yeah, at some point, you're gonna be that old head. You're gonna be that person coming up trying to like share some experience. But see, part of the problem is this culture really isn't kind to elders though overall. And then what happens is everybody end up reinventing the wheel or trying to reinvent the wheel. Because what's supposed to happen, every generation is really supposed to learn from the previous generation and then get better. That's why I don't worry about on here if somebody, you know, like on YouTube, somebody younger get more subs or something. Not something I care about though, but you know, I'm like, hey, I want you to do better. I want to sit back and chill. I'm supposed to be chilling now. You know, instead of having to tell you stuff that somebody else should have told you. That's supposed to be it. I'm supposed to be out here partying, having fun. You know, go line dancing or something. Yeah. But yeah, y'all. Just yeah, people gotta get out of that bullshit, man. People gotta get out that bullshit. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff I see I don't say anything about, like just when I'm driving, but that's just on a tangent. But yeah, man. Instead of trying to go in on the elder or think they don't know it, talk to them first. Find out what they know. They might tell you some shit. Like I said, especially in relationships, because there's a lot of these elders, you know, they already been through the divorce and they've been through alimony. Hell, they could tell you what to look for better than just some young person who ain't even gone through it. See, that cracked me up. You got you got some people in their 20s and stuff. They ain't even have a good girlfriend in their life trying to tell somebody what married life is like. Shit. Or how to survive it or go through it and shit. Because trust me, married life is way different from just dating or like stroking life out here. But yeah, I gotta respect this shit, man. Because like I said, with everything I'm doing now, it's just, I talk to my elders first, the ones who were making it and the ones who like went through some hell. Because I'm sitting there watching them and listening to them, and I was like, oh, okay, shit. So anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. What the fuck is that over there? I gotta put my glasses back. Oh, those are just geese, man. We got these geese around here and shit. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings.